Super League basketball is levelling up British youths. This isn't just a league, it's a movement you can feel and see in the stands. From the first tip to the final buzzer, the story is written. Every drive, every shot, and every moment. Rivalries run deeper, games hit harder. One pass, one dunk, everything can shift. Legacies aren't given here, they're earned. New stories are ready, and new champions are coming. Season 2 is here. Stand tall for British basketball.
Welcome to Utilita Arena in the beautiful city of Birmingham for the first major final of the Super League basketball season as the Braun Sheffield Hatters take on the Caledonia Gladiators. It's the 2026 Betty Codona Trophy Final, and we are live right here with tip-off less than 15 minutes away. Welcome in the building. This is Utilita Arena, Birmingham, a stage that's hosted champions, moments, and memories. Today, it welcomes the first women's finals of the Super League basketball season. Two teams, one trophy, and history waiting to be written. Welcome courtside. I'm Drew Lasker, and joined to my left is the Queen, Z. We know today is just different. What changes when these players walk on the stage?
Well, first of all, we have to shout out Birmingham. I feel like they've put on a great show year after year. But you're right, what is different? The lights are bright, there's fire behind us, the depth perception is different. We should have probably had the dunkers come out here, loosen up the rims a little, but it's exciting. I'm super ready for this final. I don't know who's going to win.
I know, it's a toss-up. And experience really jumps out when you look at both of these teams. Sheffield, fresh off a playoff final last year, now playing up in a trophy that under their founder's name. Where do the Hatters shine tactically?
Yeah, well, I think the Hatters are well coached, obviously with Nessa, but I do think it's a coaching battle. I think this is going to be a chess match, the rookie versus the vet. I had the pleasure of Vanessa coaching me with Great Britain. Chantel Handy was my teammate, so this was massive for them to win the playoffs. Look how much it meant to Vanessa. They'll use that experience here today.
And by the way, she looks great. Dressed to impress tonight. Well, Caledonia are the trophy defending champions, winning in dramatic fashion. So they have the experience, but they also are the only team to beat the Hatters this season. Talk about the psychological edge that they have.
For sure, and you know what they did well? They turned over the Hatters 25 times. And, you know, they're so strong, they come in very physical, and that's what Chantel Handy was. You know, she was fiery. You'll see that today. She'll run on the court, she'll pace up and down, and that's how she coaches her team.
Well, we appreciate your educated perspective, but let's dive deeper on the teams. Standing with the Sheffield Hatters, a roster sitting pretty at the top of the league, and an organization that is rich in history that bears the trophy of the founder's name. Let's see their road to the finals.
There's just nothing like playoff and like finals basketball. You see things that you've never seen before. Everyone's going to give their very best effort. I know that we haven't seen Caledonia's best shot, and I know that they haven't seen our best shot either.
We've got a group of people with several who can score. We've got athletic players, we've got players with good IQ, so we just have to find each other's strengths and, you know, and play to them.
Honestly, I can't even explain how excited I am, especially trophy final. It means so much to us. It's named after Betty Codona, who obviously founded our club. And I remember back when I first started as a junior, Betty was one of my main coaches and obviously shaped the player I am now. So it means a lot to go to the final, hopefully win it for her, bring it back to Sheffield for her.
This was one of the targets to, you know, try and win this trophy. It's been a bit of a bogey one, particularly because it is named after my mum and we've not reached the final. So, you know, it's a great achievement.
We are fast and we are in really good conditioning. We want to run, we want to get out, we want to push. We're strong. We've got great big bodies, but not just in our post players, also in our guard. That's the beauty of this team, is that what you see one day is not what you'll see on any other day. And it's exciting. It's really exciting.
Caledonia is a very physical team, and I do think, like, especially this season, they're a very hard team for us to play against, but it's also exactly those games that we are craving, and like those teams that we want to play against. We're already preparing for them, and they better be ready for us.
Ready or not, here they come. Caledonia being the only blemish on the Hatters record this season, but they are confident they haven't gotten their best shot.
I think so, and they should be, you know. They're feeling good, they're playing well at the perfect time. For me, also, obviously, Ness, but Georgia Gale, for me, she's a point guard, she's very experienced. It means a lot. The Betty Codona, you know, it's Nessa's mom. So, but going back to Gale, 15 points, what she's averaging right now, and 5 assists, the MVP of the playoffs last season. So big, she's going to have to play very well and control the tempo.
Well, they talked about in the VT about playing fast. They love to get in transition. However, we know on this stage, at some point the game will slow down. So what do they have in their arsenal to be able to execute in the half court?
Well, I do think you're right. You have to play possession by possession. You can't get rattled. I spoke about those 25 turnovers. They cannot afford that, but they've played this team well. They know them. And like I said, it's loud in here. I'm super excited. My heart is racing like I'm going to play.
Well, we don't have to worry about that, hopefully. And that was Sheffield's road to the finals. Let's flip the script to Caledonia Gladiators, putting opponents to the sword this season. Let's take a look at their road to the finals.
To get to a final one time and to win is really special, and you're never going to forget it, but you don't just want to do it once. You want to be consistently competing for silverware and being in those finals, so we're really excited to be there again. We do have that extra little bit of pressure being the holders, but we see that as an opportunity, not as anything to shy away from.
This is what you play for. And obviously we went last year, so this one's even more special, so back-to-back for the club is absolutely amazing. We understand it's going to be very difficult. Sheffield is a huge team, but I think it'll be a great battle.
We're a team that likes to play at high tempo, really pushing the ball in transition, and we've got guards that can really create out of the pick and roll, which gives us a lot of advantage. But yeah, there's a lot of strengths in there.
We never stop fighting. It's our style of play. Anyone that comes to play us or comes to play for us knows that we play hard for 40 minutes.
I thought last year was going to be hard to beat, but I think this would be, you know, even better. I love our group this year. They're a great group. They come in, they work hard every day, and I think it would mean a lot to all of them. For a lot of them, it will be their first final, and I think that's really exciting, and we want to bring that back, that trophy back here to us.
Betty Codona was a pioneer for women's basketball, so it's one thing to compete for a trophy, but to compete for a trophy with someone's name on it is just extra special, and especially for what Betty has done for the sport.
I mean, they play hard. They're coached by a coach that I look up to. You know, she mentored me when I was younger for under 18s. I was her assistant for GB, and I think that's also an awesome thing for me to go against someone of that caliber. So I'm really looking forward to it, but we know it's going to be a war. Both teams play fast. Both teams play physical. That's what you want in the final. That's the kind of basketball we want to see in this country.
Your girl Chantel got me hyped, got me ready to go out there and play. But last year, when we saw that VT, you can sense a little bit of the nerves. This year, I hear confidence. They're embracing this position of the hunted.
Definitely, Drew. You know, a little bit of the underdogs last season, now with the target on their back. No doubt, especially when you've been to a final, being, you know, you've been here before, they're trying to go back to back. And it's like you said, the confidence. They've got some good returning players, a Hannah Robb, who's been here before, played in the league for a very long time. So they're a different team, and I spoke to Chantel and she said, I'm feeling really good. My team is playing excellent. That's confidence right there.
Well, expand on that experience. Half the team played in this final last year. They got a couple of pieces that played in the SLB previously. How does that help them today?
I think for sure, especially in these moments, you know, the heart rate is going, maybe the butterflies, it's just the calm and the storm. But you have to get through all 4 quarters, and especially when crunch time moments, that's where that experience really lights up.
And when I think about both of these teams, it kind of reminds me of like that Superman meme when they're pointing at each other, because they both love to get out in the open court. With Caledonia, how does that organized chaos fit their style?
I think they both play like that, right? They do like to get out, but I think it's the physicality that I'm really excited for. They set big screens, Caledonia does, but then the Hatters, under Vanessa, she's not going to back down. She told me, she said, you know, I still want us to play physical, but to have fun, enjoy this moment, smile. Look, they're smiling right now, hugs, kisses, they're ready.
Well, let's get specific and focus on your star watch. You got your eyes on two players specifically, Megan Mullins of Sheffield and Tier Hodges for Caledonia. What stood out to you with these two?
Yeah, well, Meg, they call her Mo. But first of all, both of these players are military babies. They were traveling with their father and their families, so both well disciplined. You can see there, Megan, 16 points and 6 rebounds, but also those 3 assists. She shoots the 3 very well. But then Hodges, you know, a physical body. I love how she plays. You know, I'm an ex-post player, and I really like her touch around the basket.
Well, both of them are double-double machines, have put up 5 total this season. I'm gonna put the pressure on you. Who wins this matchup?
Gosh, Drew.
You know I'm coming.
This is so difficult because Chantel, Handy, and her team are trying to go back for back. But where Nessa, her mother's name is named after this trophy, the bet in Codona. This is really difficult. I think I'm gonna go with...
Come on now.
I'm going to go with Caledonia going back to back.
All right, got it. Well, but before we wrap up, just tell me now, it's 3 minutes on the clock. What are these players feeling right now?
Yeah, true excitement. I think adrenaline's running. You just get the last few shots up. I used to just like a nice little layup, see the ball go through the hoop.
Well, it's been a pleasure, Z.
Well,
we'll let you make
Drew.
it back off to commentary.
I'll see you in a bit.
Well, before we get started, let's hear from the coaches. Alex Duffel got a chance to catch up with both of them earlier. Sheffield's Vanessa Ellis and Caledonia's Sheffield Handy.
Chantal, welcome back, defending champions. Does that tagline add a little bit of pressure today, or do you use it to your advantage?
I think it's a bit of both, right? I think obviously we came in last year, we want to be in a final again this year. That was one of the goals that the players set, and we've made it here. So I think they're flying at the minute, they're playing well, we're being competitive, and I think, but we understand Sheffield's a tough team. We're 50-50 with them at the minute with a 1-on-1, so it'll be a tough game, but we're looking forward to it.
Last year went down literally to the final second. Can we expect something similar again today?
I hope so. I think like a final, that's what you want, right? You want a game where the fans can get involved, the atmosphere can be good. Obviously from a coaching standpoint, you don't want it to be like that, but I think we understand the level that Sheffield is, and we understand our level, and I think it's going to be a really competitive game.
The games you want to play in where they're tough and you've got to play well to win. So, you know, it's exciting for the players.
And on a personal note, this competition obviously means so much to you. Your first time in the final, how much would it mean to see the Hatters' name on the trophy at the end of the day?
Yeah, of course. Since it was named after my mum, Betty Codona, it's the first time we've made the final. So, you know, it's a double meaning for me personally. But really, it's about the players and hoping that they can win the trophy and take it back to Sheffield.
Vanessa, thanks for your time. Best of luck today.
Well, that's the coaches. The stage is set. As you see, the crowd is ready and set. The players are locked in, ready to go. There's only one thing to ask. Our commentary booth for Zania Stewart. Dan, are you ready?
Then a Sunday afternoon here in Birmingham for the first final of the season, and it couldn't get much better than this. We've got the defending champions against the most storied team in British basketball history. The stage is set for a great one.
Well, Dan, it's our tradition to say cheers. Here we go. Boom.
Cheers, a little clink of the mic there, but we get underway here, and it is that big occasion. How much benefit do you think it is for those players that have been here before, whether Caledonia in this final last year, the Sheffield players who were in the playoff final just back in May?
Yeah, we spoke about it, you know, I think it is massive, and especially in these moments, like you've been here before, but it doesn't matter, the adrenaline, the excitement, the feeling, you know, it takes a little bit of time. That second wind takes a hit out of your heart rate, really.
Well, the interesting thing is in the lineup, you've got the experience of Hodges, who's been around this league for many years, and Hannah Robb, Maura Fitzpatrick as well has played around here, but some new faces from last year that weren't here last year as well that'll be on this court for the first time.
Yeah, for sure. And I think just letting the game come to you. Don't force anything, you know, setting good screens, good touches, slashing to the basket, play as a unit.
Well, we've talked about it. It is the Betty Codona trophy. Sheffield will be desperate to get their hands on that trophy for the first time since it was renamed after Betty. They haven't been in a trophy final for a decade. They won a couple in the first 2 iterations, but that was before it was renamed. Now it's got Betty's name on it. They want it.
They know how much that means to Vanessa and how hard they have to play. They've also added some nice pieces. They picked up Chantel Charles 2 weeks ago, so they've got a little bit nicer depth into their bench. So you can see there's Chantel just taking a few breaths and pacing up and down, where Ness sitting down. She's got her sparkly shoes. Her son bought her as well.
Well, Vanessa's been here and done that. That's why. This is her 10th final in the SLB era, her 21st final, sorry, as a coach. She played 23 finals as a player. The only person above her in terms of finals made is Betty Codona herself. I mean, that is rare. But there is nothing Vanessa Ellis hasn't seen on a major stage in British basketball.
Yeah, and I did speak about that earlier, but just having fun and relaxing into the game and enjoy. Here we go.
Here we go. The referees are set, table ready. 10 minutes on the clock and the ball is up. We are underway here in Birmingham. Finals day in the trophy. And it is the Hatters who will get the first offense of this contest. Crisper out on the three-point line. Gets it to Gale. Shot clock down to 6. Gale creates off 1 foot. What a shot for Georgia Gale.
And I did say it, Gale, she's been here multiple times. She just, you know, jogs back, cool, calm, collective. And that's so good to see the first ball go in the basket.
There is nothing better than making your first shot.
Both do.
And both managed to do that at either end.
And that will calm the nerves, Dan.
Certainly will. We've seen it before where sometimes the first shot doesn't go in, then the second one and the third, and you're in a bit of a hole, but both these teams off to a great start. Mullins looking inside to Crisper. Just doesn't quite go, and a good rebound from...
Good look, though.
It was a good look inside. Quickly down court, Caledonia. They will look to run when they got the opportunities. Rob unable to finish there. Here's Eats for Yates. Another one of the recent signings for Sheffield, having started the season out in Greece. Gale driving in, not this time.
Looking for the foul, not going to give it to her though.
Edmondson just hoovering up the rebounds. Here's Warren. Back to Warren. Warren drives in. Rebound for Gale.
Good defense from...
Nice pass down court. Mullins catches it. What a finish as well through the contact. Going to the line for a bonus free throw.
Great catch with the defense draped all over it. Concentration on 100 here. Look, Gale's eyes are up, down the floor, and the finish, stunning.
Just had enough to squeeze that up over the rim and in. And it's an opportunity for a three-point play here.
Well, they call her Mo, is their name, but, you know, at 33 years old, all over the world, played in Germany and everywhere. So that experience of playing in, you know, different arenas, a neutral place, that's good for her as well.
Averaging 17 points a game in play, and an illegal screen is the call. Jumping up and down on the Caledonia end of the floor as that one goes against them. Well, interestingly, it is 1-1 when these two teams have met this season, but Caledonia have only led for 1 minute and 10 seconds of the 80 minutes that they played. They had a 23-8 finish to the game they won against Sheffield. Sheffield have led by at least 15 in both games. Stolen away. Fitzpatrick running it back under pressure, able to lay it in.
Incredible for Fitzpatrick to go coast to coast with the pressure of the defense. Lovely job. And that's their defense turning into easy offense.
Nice roll to the basket from Lewis, who draws the foul. And it'll be free throws once again.
I do like the rhythm of this game so far. The first couple of minutes here, look, the pick and the roll perfectly executed. Had to foul her to put her on the free throw line, but nice up and down, finding the players inside. Good start for both teams.
Lewis shooting at 71% from the foul line so far this year. Second one rims out. Fitzpatrick again out in front, going to the rim under all sorts of pressure from Lewis, can't convert.
Good job from Lewis staying big and not fouling.
Mullins, he's for the eights. Under pressure, gets it back to Gale. Late shot clock here for the Hatters. Gale spinning into the middle, tough shot is off the mark. Caledonia able to secure it, and the foul is going to go against Georgia Gale.
Yeah, that's a frustration foul for Gale, trying to really get in there, try and cause a foul.
Three minutes gone. Sheffield leading by a couple of points. Caledonia with the ball and a chance to level it up. Round it goes to Fitzpatrick. Back to Warren. Shot from the free throw line is good for Hodges.
That's pretty damn nice. Little soft 15-footer for Hodges. Get herself going. And you know, Hodges, 2 years with Newcastle. She knows this league well, came over to Caledonia. The season has been incredible. Good defense. Oh, that's
Rob
tough.
called for the foul on the reach in. Well, you mentioned Hodges, of course, played in a playoff final, was on the wrong end of that, but coming out looking to make sure that she's on the right end of the game today.
Yeah, and I spoke to Shan about her, and she said, I'm just so impressed. Every day, every practice, day after day, week after week, comes in and dominates, and that's that consistency, what I was talking about, a military baby.
Yeah. Here's Harrison. Oh, little over bounce on the dribble there. Just got away from her, able to keep possession. Lewis down low. Too strong to the rim.
I like that, those two battling together. Lewis wins that one.
Rob going quick. Rob is fouled by Mullins, but we talked about the transition. They are looking to get out and run at every opportunity.
Yeah, they are. And Hannah Robb there, also another experienced player. I've managed to play a couple of years with Hannah Robb with Great Britain, and she is feisty. And I actually said to her, I don't know if we can put the camera down a little bit. She's got brand new knee pads on, and I said, Hannah Robb, there's no holes in those knee pads yet. She said, I got them brand new for today. I said, okay, because, man, she's so scrappy, constantly working, and that's why she got her position for the Great Britain team, because she hustles, she sacrifices her body, and usually there is a couple of holes in those knee pads.
Well, a seventh final for Hannah Robb. She certainly knows what the big occasion is all about. Gale. Pass deflected, but Harrison able to pull it in. Lewis. 6 on the clock. Eats for the eighth. Goes inside. Mullins going the long way around. The hook doesn't quite go, and that'll deflect out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Hatters.
Well, talking about another player I've played with is Chantel Charles here, new signing for the Hatters. Incredible teammate, played with her with the London Lions for 2 seasons, just works hard, runs the floor. And I actually got to hang out with her last night and just said, you know, take each possession as it comes, relax, shoot the ball when it comes to you.
Is that the gauge of veteran status these days?
Yes.
Did they play with or against team?
Yeah.
Great rebound from Gale. Here is Charles. Mullins thought about launching that one. She is going to take the 3, and she's going to knock it down.
She thought about it, but that little rhythm dribble got herself up. and knocks it down. That's lovely.
6 early points for her. Nice attack and a great finish under all sorts of pressure for Amundsen. Oh, quickly down floor, Sheffield. And, well, we talked about Caledonia's transition. Their defense was nowhere to be seen there. Sheffield taking full advantage.
Well, Mullings on the floor, so they had the 2-on-1.
Nice spin and a great finish as well from Matsukevich.
That's spectacular. Dan, they're showing off right now, these post players. Impressive, really good job. Nice backdoor.
Tough pass, but Mullins is able to recover. Back out to Gale. Lewis has it knocked loose. Gale's going to fire up the 3. Back iron on that. Mullins with the offensive rebound. Inside to Lewis, who's got great position to lay that one in.
Good job from Lewis. All she had to do was turn and score.
Amundsen. Romanjo was sensational last year in the final, of course. Looking for her first points of the game and finding them.
Shoots it in rhythm, and you're right. She was incredible last season.
Harrison driving through. Foul is called. That's going to be 2 more free throws. Subs both ways.
And honestly, Dan, both these teams over the last 2 seasons have just worked and worked. Obviously, Chantel into her 2nd season as a head coach. She misses that free throw, but just leaps and bounds, you know, putting in a great shift in the off-season to pick up some good players. And just great. I said it's going to be a chess match of coaching, you know, the rookie and the vet, for sure.
It's certainly started like that, hasn't it? There's nothing between these 2 teams, and the offense has been flying. Sometimes in a big final, you know, it takes a little while, but 16-14, 6 minutes in, offense is definitely winning over defense right now. Here's Warren. Poked out of bounds. It'll be an end-line ball to the Gladiators.
Well, I was saying to Drew earlier, you know, you only get 1 practice on this floor. Last night they were able to get an hour, some shots up and get a feel of the arena, but that's all you get.
And it is a different place to many, and you've got the interesting sight lines that vary from end to end. Obviously,
you're right.
You played a final and didn't miss a shot, so it didn't impact on you.
I was the MVP, wasn't I?
you were, I think. Let me check the spreadsheet.
Yeah. 9 for 9. Let them know. No, but you're right. On one side, it's the dark curtains. On the other side, it's fan. It does affect you, especially if you're a shooter. Obviously, that's why I was 9 from 9. I'm right next to the basket.
You were laying it up,
I didn't miss a shot. But you're right.
I think there was 1 15-footer.
I did take a mid-range, but that was my go-to.
Yeah.
Little baseline mid-ranger. Gotta let him know, Dan.
Here's Lewis. He's for Yates. Going inside to Crisper. Crisper, nice footwork, but didn't have enough on the layup. Dominger looking to attack, gets down the middle and is fouled, I think, from Heathford Yates. So it'll be 2 free throws.
Demonge, obviously only 5'7", but just so kind of gritty. But I guess she is from France, and they are tough, you know, able to get through to the basket.
Well, 6.5 minutes gone here in the final. It's been a good start. Sheffield 16, Caledonia 14. Timeout has been called, and I mentioned it earlier. Sheffield in both the meetings have had a double-figure lead, a bit of a cushion. They haven't managed to get away here early on, and that will please Chantel Handy and the Gladiators the way they've started this game.
Yeah, I think you're totally right, and that's how close they are. The margins are so small, especially in a final. It is who's looking after the ball, who's sacrificing their body, who's setting good screens. It's small little things that, you know, aren't statable, that aren't on that stat sheet. So, but for me, I'm just honestly so happy to see Chantel Handy, one of my good friends, where she obviously was a player for Caledonia and then was kind of a player coach. And that's not easy to get the buckets and coach at the same time as well.
But at least when you're a player coach, you have Chantel Handy on the floor, which is always the benefit.
Very true. And then Ness, you know, many years, I played 10+ years with Great Britain, and she was my assistant coach. And this is her ability to breathe confidence in me. When I was having bad games or moments, she would just pull me to the side, speak calmly to me, you know, really big me up. And I love that for her. So a lot of love for both these coaches.
Yeah. Well, Vanessa Ellis had 28 titles as a player, and then just carried on winning. I mean, I guess in some ways that's the pressure when you join Sheffield. That's the expectation. We've been winning titles since the 60s. You've got to keep that going.
It's true, but you know, over and over again, a great club for many years, and she's done a wonderful job.
Here's Eastwood Yates. Looking for some options, not too much going on. Here's Charles putting the ball on the floor. Lovely bounce pass. Oh, but it doesn't go from close range, and Lewis will keep that in play for Caledonia.
Good offense for Sheffield.
Yates applying the pressure on Lewis, able to get it away. Domingé feeling the heat now. That's a tough pass. It goes straight out of bounds, and we'll go back to the Hatters. A little bit of full court pressure here from Caledonia.
Yeah, she's on the sideline there.
Almost turned over. They've kind of got it back, but they're going to run out of time. It's going to be an 8-second violation. Great pressure defense from the Gladiators.
Fantastic, and that's what they're able to do, just switch things up. You know, they've been getting back on defense. Now the full court press, making Chantel Handy have to catch it and tough, and they get the shot clock violations. Wonderful job from Caledonia.
Gladiators ball in the front court, so only 14 seconds on the shot clock. Lewis in the corner, down to 6 now. We're going to run out of time, just beating the buzzer and laying it in. That's a kick. Quickly back the other way, perhaps a little too quickly. Charles able to get the offensive rebound, but can't convert. Offensive foul called in the key. And this kid is just barreling the defender out of the way.
Don't know if I love that call. It's quite early, being a post player myself. It's pretty difficult, but smart defense, especially when you know she's going to kind of barrel her way in. So she's going to have to sub out.
Amundsen checked back in. It was a second personal foul.
Yeah, second foul.
2 to play here in the opening quarter. Caledonia doing what they've not done much of against Sheffield this season, leading. Crisper to the rim. We'll go to the line.
I like that nice drive, and then the baseline cut from Crisper. Good offense from the Hatters. That's hard to guard, especially when she's cutting at full speed. Goes to the line for 2.
Crisper, nothing but net on the first one. No problems on the second, levels the scores at 18. Long pass down court. Marja looking to attack herself, getting all the way to the rim and lays it in.
Oh, lovely left-hand layup, really strong with the defense there. And what I love about her, she loves those moments. She can create her own offense.
He's for Yates. Mullins into the key, tosses it in.
That's so controlled, takes a little bump in the turnaround, the poise as well. Mullins feeling good.
3-point, that hit the shot clock, so we'll go out of bounds.
Lewis will go out. Lewis doubles up as a player and the SEC coach for the Caledonia Gladiators, so she is strong though. You can't have a weak...
It's an unusual combination,
yes,
that,
right.
isn't it? Nice hands to deflect that pass away. I'm not sure they've got the score right on the main scoreboard, by the way. I make it 20 all, but there you go. Oh, they got it now. They caught up. Each for the 8th. Those free throws were very slow to come on. Here's Warren with the steal.
Good hands from Warren.
Warren driving all the way. Leaves that one a little short.
That's the ones you've got to make.
Crisper. Good strength down in the low block for 2.
Nice, really good move. Me and Dan are enjoying this right now. Both teams playing really well around the rim, but Crisper just showing her patience there. And the touch.
Shot clock is on. Oh, well, the Manger's got a lane to the basket. Sheffield, if they're quick, can have one more go here.
Wide
Here's
open.
Charles having a look. Stops. On to each for Yates on the buzzer for 3, doesn't go. What a first quarter this has been in the final. Both teams certainly ready to play here. The stage is set for them, and they have delivered a great opening 10 minutes. Nothing between them, 22 apiece.
Absolutely, Dan. What an excellent start to the finals. Like you said, sometimes there is nerves. Sometimes, you know, you're missing little easy bunnies around the basket, but both teams have executed their game plan very, very well. There's the stats.
Well, here's the numbers. I mean, Caledonia might wonder, oh, how are we not further ahead given all the differential in shots taken, but they've allowed Sheffield some offensive rebounds, get some second chance points, and that is why it's 22-22.
Yeah, Sheffield have 5 second chance points. They're able to get out in the fast break, scoring 6 points in the fast break. So a really good job. But even, like you said, with the percentage, 8 from 12 around the basket and then 50%. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, it's really good start. You always worry about the potential for somebody just to feel a little nervous, need a few minutes, but right from when that first shot went in, suddenly it went in at both ends of the floor, and you're thinking, here we are, we've got a game on.
And Gail's only played just under 6 minutes. I expect her to maybe come in this second quarter and get herself going, but lots of lovely basketball. Honestly, a great spectacle for the women's game. All abilities of good finishing. Look at this, gets herself in rhythm, lets it fly from the 3-point line, splashes it in. Good first quarter.
While the Fives making their way back out onto court.
Drew put me under pressure and was like, who do you think's got this? And honestly, I was silent for a few moments. I think Caledonia, just because obviously that experience trying to go back to back, but I can't call it. No. I really can't call it.
Well, Azania's got no pockets, so she couldn't pull a coin out and toss it to see which way it was going. But it is a bit of a coin flip game.
It really is, as it's 22 apiece as well.
Yep. Possession arrow will favour the Scots to get us underway in the second quarter in this tartan kit that they have.
They look excellent. And the coaches with the matching ties. Look at that. They look fantastic. And Chantel has the matching tartan shoes. Hey.
Well, I hadn't noticed the shoes.
The coaches
obviously the massive sword as well. That's
the coaches' sneaker game today is top tier. Chantel has the tartan. Yeah.
A little pressure on the pass there. Hodges has dribbled it, so needs a bit of help. Fitzpatrick looking it inside. Hodges strong to the ring.
Get out the way. I spoke about how physical she is. She means business right now.
It's got a good level of physicality to it, the game as well.
Yeah, the referees are letting them play.
Harrison driving in off the mark. Crisper with the rebound, quick back up off the glass for 2.
So smart from Crisper. Doesn't let the defense set. Catches it, put it on the glass quickly, kisses it off.
6 points now for Nina Crisper. Gale with the rebound.
So overshoots that.
Leads 58. Back
Got a
to
mismatch.
looking to go inside. The double team comes, but they still didn't switch it up. And Mullins, well, doesn't take advantage. But look at that,
Crisper.
another rebound from Crisper. And that mismatch is still there, and Mullins eventually gets the points.
Wow, and she wants the and one, but Crisper, that's all her. Going for that extra rebound and then the nice pass.
Well, you just said the ref's letting them play a little bit, so they're not going to call one like that, I don't think. Not at this stage. Nice pass. Hodges underneath the 2.
Execution really is top tier for both teams right now.
Just trading scores here.
Yeah, it's definitely a heavyweight fight.
Leads 58. Round to Gale. Oh, just a little stumble there from Gale.
Trying to tweak that ankle,
yeah,
though.
that was the worry. She's a little slow back to her feet. Hopefully it's just a tweak. She's got some weight on it, so that's usually a good sign, but definitely...
I would have redone those shoelaces up. But they... I don't know, I'm a little bit old school, I know I'm showing my age, but when you've got like more of a bubble shoe, I feel like it's easier to just go whoop.
Bring back the old high tops, is that what
Yeah,
you're
nobody
saying?
plays in high tops anymore. That was my go-to.
Nice drive through the contact and one. Warren going to the line for the bonus free throw.
Much better from Warren there. Missed her last bucket, but this time, no mistake about it. Plus the one, look at this. Nice little handoff. And floats in the air and stings like a bee.
Leads 58 on the rotation, committing the foul. Warren can't convert the bonus free throw. Sheffield get it back. Gale passes a little behind Harrison, who had to flare out to the corner. Going to fire up long 2, had a toe on the line. What a rebound that is from Gale to put it back.
Harrison, for me, I didn't love that play from her. She had Crisper down low and then kind of throws up something. So Gale did a good job making something out of nothing.
Warren. Amundsen driving in. Mullins with the rebound.
Mullins doing a good job cleaning up the glass.
Gale. Lovely feed down to Mullins for 2.
And that's pretty.
That is nice.
I'm enjoying this. We've got front row seats right here.
And the offense definitely on top at the moment at both ends of the floor. 58 points in 13 minutes in a final is pretty good going. Sometimes you see these finals, it's just a little lower scoring than average, but not today. Each of the 8. Late shot clock drives in. Will she get the bounce? Yes, she will.
Good job from Jessica. Hannah, Rob all draped over her, so way to finish.
Playing for Leicester last year, of course. Went to Greece at the start of the season, but come back to Sheffield and only been here about a month or so, but has become a big part of this team already.
Huge part in it. Yet again, one of those players that have played in this league for quite some time. Lots of experience, like you said, played at Leicester, now has been picked up by the Hatters. There's 2, Lewis and Charles comes into the game. Lewis did a good job in that first quarter, just finding herself around the rim, good finishes.
think there's a timeout called now. It looked like substitutions at first, but I think eventually one of the coaches said we'll have a timeout as well. It's one of those games actually where neither coach will feel like they desperately need a timeout because it's not getting more than 2-4 points away, but at times you might just want to tweak something.
Yeah, you're right. If there's a big swing of momentum or a couple of plays in a row, then you would take the timeout. But you're right. Both teams just steadying, play by play. But this really makes it a juicy one for the fourth quarter. We're going to go down to the wire. But there's not much, I have to say, to pick apart from either team.
We talked about Sheffield's rebounding. That gives you a little understanding of it. 11-0 on the second chance points. That's because Caledonia haven't got an offensive rebound yet. You can't get any second chance points without some offensive rebounds. Sheffield have 7, and that has been
Crispa.
Crispa's been doing a great job. Gale, obviously, a moment or two ago as well with some second chance points, and that's kind of why they've covered this. They've not shot the ball. Caledonia have shot the ball way better than Sheffield, but if you get second and third goes at it, you're going to score eventually.
Yeah, you're right. 17 total rebounds to Caledonia's 8. You're right, 0 rebounds, but it is that extra effort. Who wants it more? Who's going to get that ball? And for me, it's been Crispa right now doing all the little things. I've really enjoyed her play. The Austrian is dominating.
Well, that's rebounding stat is largely because of all those extra second shots. So there's just an issue at the table that they're trying to sort out, which is why this impromptu timeout has happened. I think they have fixed whatever it was, and it
gives a chance for the fans to get on the dance cam.
Well, I'm hoping they don't point that this way.
No, you don't have any moves?
Not really.
Oh, two-step?
Really. Not really, no. No, I married a dancer so that I didn't have to.
Oh, no. You got 2 left feet.
Leave her to do all the dancing.
Right.
Well, Caledonia set and ready to go. And Sheffield recover back for their defensive set. 14 on the shot clock, 4-point game. Hatters on top here in the trophy final in Birmingham. Fitzpatrick launches the 3 off the mark. And once again, Sheffield hoovering up all the defensive rebounds. Gale needs a little help here, kind of got stuck in the key. Oh, finds Edford. Yates moving nicely without the ball.
Gosh, really good job because she had nothing. Defense was all over her. Way to slash to the basket.
Warren hiding behind the screen, back iron on the 3. And still no offensive rebounds for the Gladiators. Lewis hands it off to Charles. Round to Mullins now. Gale down in the low block. Late shot clock situation here. Got to go to work. Gale one way, then the other. Doesn't get it to go. Screaming for a foul, nothing doing. Rob.
Maybe a little fatigue here.
It's good work from Warren and wrapped up by Edford Yates. Edford Yates diving on the ball like it was a rugby ruck there.
Yeah, you got to. It's the finals. What does it mean? And for her, good job. And gets the ball back. Arrow possession to Sheffield.
Well, those are the little things, as you say. You dive on that floor and you don't know which way the arrow's going to go, but you've actually stolen possession away by doing that. 12-6 in this quarter. That's why they've opened up a little bit of a cushion. Will that grow? No, it won't, as Hodges pulls down the rebound. Here's Hodges at the other end of the floor. Come on, Joe. Looking to create, trying to find some room. There is none. Out to Rob. Good hands to knock it away. The shot needs to go up. It does go up, and a foul called And Sheffield will be infuriated. They're good defense for 23 seconds and then a foul at the end of the shot.
Yeah, that's really tough. Dan, they were really incredible for that defensive possession, but not the poise right at the end. So Hodges, good recognition to get the ball up.
First one is good. Hodges barely missed a free throw all season, to be honest with you. She's a 90+% free throw shooter.
Oh, turnover. So another, that full court press, that's a warning.
Yeah.
For Mullings. Yeah, she was just a little bit upset with that call to the referee.
Well, they've just jumped them a couple of times, haven't they, Caledonia, and it's been effective on both occasions.
You're right, that jump, it's a surprise. You kind of get relaxed in the out of bounds, but then they just turn on that full court press and have got 2 turnovers from it. But that's those type of plays, and you have to stay focused.
Well, a chance to get it back to a one-shot game here. Spivak's looking for some options. Not much going on. Demange provides the outlet, but only 5 left in the offense. Kicked out. Well, Hodges was assuming the shot was going up there, and if it hadn't have gone out of bounds, it'd have been a shot clock violation.
Yeah, that's the one you just go up and you can see Chantel just shoot it, especially when the shot clock's running down. Put the ball on the rim so maybe they can get their first offensive rebound.
Got to get one eventually. Charles around the screen. Mullins looking down in the low block to Lewis, but there's no pass there. Now it's Sheffield up against the pressure of the clock. Eastford Yates does throw it towards the rim, doesn't hit it though, but Lewis cleans up. More second chance points for the Hatters.
And that's why you put it on the rim. She had absolutely nothing, and Lewis cleaned up the glass.
Demange, that's a reach round foul called against Graham. 4th foul of the quarter, all of them against the Hatters. Double substitution with Gale and Crisper checking back in. Lewis to inbound, needs some help. Hodges breaks free in time. She goes the opposite way to the screen, gets all the way to the rim. Can't quite lay it in. Again, she's asking for a whistle, nothing coming her way. They've been consistent with that, the officials. They don't mind a little bit of contact. Charles for 3. Front iron, and that'll go out of bounds for a Caledonia ball.
That's tough. Chantel shooting the ball because the defense is going under the screen. It is the right thing to do.
Lewis fires up the triple off the mark. Both teams have struggled. Oh, unsportsmanlike foul is called.
Hodges.
In frustration, I think she just grabbed Crisper, did she?
Yeah, Crisper was trying to set off down the other way in transition and just held that referee all over it. What's that on Hodges down? Her second, so she can afford it, but 2 minutes 47, she's got to get through without picking up a third.
Problem is, this could be 8, then they could score again. It could be a double-figure lead by the time they get the ball back here. Sheffield just edging away here in this second quarter. One of 2.
But you're right, I think Sheffield have...
Here's another look at the foul. Just gonna... There, look, she's got her hands around the waist to prevent Crisper from getting away.
Good camera work, thank you.
Good spot by the official as well, because it was attempted a sneaky one from Hodges. Here's Crisper. Well, they've left Hodges out there despite that second foul. Crisper wants it inside, but it's turned over instead. Demange Thought for a second they were going to jump a double team on her. Warren. Warren. Ooh, unlucky there. I suspect, yeah, it is on Crispa rather than Lewis, because it looked like Lewis got a clean block on the ball, but I think there's a hand in the waist. Let's have another look. It's a bump, I guess.
Don't love it. Don't love it. Not a lot on it.
Given what's been allowed to this point.
Yeah, exactly. But a good job from Hodges. What she does do, she puts her head down and gets to the rim and forces the pressure onto the referees. So that's exactly what you want. But the free throws, especially, we haven't spoken about the free throws, right? When we talk about a new arena, you always, for me, you go a little bit softer when you're shooting your free throw, because you always back rim it because you're excited. You think you need a little bit more on it.
I have a theory about free throws, that it's harder to shoot at the end that Sheffield are attacking than it is the other end.
because the fans?
Just history of watching people miss free throws at this end of the floor.
Big turnover.
Vanja stops, just had a foot on the line there. That's only worth 2.
Massive, though. They needed that bucket.
Would have been even better if she just shuffled that right foot back half an inch and got a 3.
That's Warren's second.
Yeah, some ironic cheers from the Hatters fans who are looking up at the scoreboard and going, it's 5-1 ref on the old foul count. He got one going their way. There is no rule saying the fouls have to be even, by the way.
Sure doesn't.
Here's Crispa. Oh, that is unlucky. It was a great scoop under pressure. Warren looking to attack, taking it into the body of Charles, and she'll go to the line again.
And Warren's becoming a problem. You know, the first drive I was a little bit concerned, but for me, she's just putting her head down, and as soon as you put your hands in or slap, referees call it. You know, you have to stand straight up and down. I think Sheffield are trying to call for a travel potentially, but good job from her just getting to the rim.
You know, my free throw theory, they're 6 at 9 out at either end, so it doesn't really hold up today, but there's still time.
Yeah, there's
still time.
And we've got the men's game later.
Yeah.
See the stats. But you're right, it's just shooting against the black curtain or going against fans. But to be fair, it's all about your routine, you know? Did you have a routine at the free throw line?
I did, yeah.
Tell me what it was.
I used to spin the ball 5 dribbles, spin it again.
5 dribbles? Yeah, all right.
Got value out of my seconds.
All right, I was a deep...
turnover again. And that will go back to, for a second, the referee pointed for a Caledonia ball, realised the mistake and gives it back to Sheffield.
Here's his full court press again, though.
Yeah, the shot clock reset to 14 there because the referee pointed the other way. Here's another look. Rob just deflects it away, couldn't keep it in bounds, but because she had it, the question is whether she gained possession. But because she's out of bounds, she doesn't gain possession, so the shot clock is at 22. So Sheffield have to be a little quick. They've got to be very quick now. 8 seconds. Yes, good spot by the referee. It was right there. That little hesitation from Gale on the shot clock in the house. Because they're 10th of a second, you have to see 15 for it to be an 8-second violation.
Well, Dan, that's the third turnover from the Hatters, where Caledonia put a surprise, either jump on them or just turn them.
Again, it was one of those things where it was the original pressure on the pass that burnt the 2 seconds that they needed. Shot clock low here. Demonstra's going to have to get it up. Rob has to heave it here. Can't get hold of the ball. Does get it away and banks it in. What a shot from Hannah Robb.
Incredible from Rob. Way to put it on the rim, and the basketball gods answer.
Gale kicks it out to the corner. No reply from Harrison. Well, suddenly Caledonia are ahead, having been staring down the barrel of a double-figure deficit just a few moments ago. It's a nice pass out to the corner, and there's an offensive rebound. Caledonia finally getting a chance for some second chance points. first offensive rebound of the game, but it deflects out to Rob. And they will get a chance from the free throw line, but I'm not sure how Hannah Robb even got control of the ball. Never mind get the shot up and away. He kept losing the ball and then stepped underneath, and well, just get it up there and see what can happen. That was a big old shot in the context of the game. Well, Sheffield's biggest lead was 7. If these two go in, it will be Caledonia's biggest lead. They don't. As I say, coming into today's game, 80 minutes of action between these two teams. Caledonia had only led from 1 minute and 10 seconds. Fortunately for them, it was the last 1 minute and 10 seconds of the last meeting between them, so they won the game. But they've had their share of the lead here in the first half. Not quite as much as Sheffield, but enough, and potentially they might go into the locker room with the lead if they can get a stop here. Charles over to Harrison. Harrison round the screen, nice roll. Lewis ties the scores at 39. 10 seconds left in the first half. An absolutely sensational opening 20 minutes to the Betty Codona Trophy final. Amundsen misses the 3. Well, it was 0-0 at the end of the first quarter, at the beginning of the first quarter, 22-22 at the end of the first quarter, and it is 39-39 at the halftime. These two teams absolutely inseparable here at the Utilita Arena in Birmingham. It's set up for one of the classic trophy final. Both teams going absolutely blow for blow in slightly different ways, but they're getting it done. Sheffield with their second chance points, and Caledonia getting to the basket. Their 2-point shooting is really impressive, and both coaches have got work to do at halftime with the scores knotted up at 39 points apiece, and they will go to the locker rooms to talk it over. You can see Sheffield's percentage going up a tiny bit. Caledonia's coming down a tiny bit. The rebounding dominated by the Hatters because of those 8 offensive rebounds, of which they've got 13 second chance points. So a third of their offense has come on second chance points, and that has been a key factor for them. 10 assists as well, 10 assists to 4, but Caledonia with some steals, particularly with that full court press, and able to get themselves going. It's 39-39. Drew, what a game this is.
Talked about it at the top. We got definitely what we expected, a rumble in the jungle, a frantic first half pace.
It was incredible start to the game. This is why it's the number 1 and 2 teams in the league. Up and down offense, exciting, lots of offensive rebounds, lots of putbacks, pressure on the rim. Loved it.
And it seemed like the offensive rebound is really what keeping Sheffield in this game.
100%. 8 offensive rebounds, 13 second chance points for them. So they're really putting a pressure on the rim. Lots of guards and forwards. Dina Crisper rushing in from the wing, putting pressure on that Caledonia defense.
Well, as Zania at the top of the show, that at some point this game would slow down. We saw it in the second quarter. There were a lot more fouls called, and who could answer the bell? For Sheffield, it was Mullins inside. For Caledonia, it was Damage.
Yeah, and I think that's the type of game you're going to expect here. It's both teams can play at an extremely high tempo. If we look at Caledonia, they're doing a great job of putting pressure on the guards in that front court. 11 points from turnovers, 11 points in fast break situations. And Caledonia just kind of looked at moments, the team that was a little bit more composed, a little bit more patient, taking time in the half court to get their offense set up. But it's that offensive rebound from the Hatters, putting pressure on them, playing gritty, getting down low, getting their arms dirty under the basket.
Okay, I need you to put your analyst hat on because this game is at the half is exactly how we started. 0-0. What's going to be the key in the second half? Where's this game going to be won?
Well, I think they need to slow down a little bit, get into their set offense. I think Caledonia has been doing a good job of pushing them out of position at moments. I think they need to clean up their turnovers. 11 points in the fast break. They need to get back on defense. For Caledonia, stay consistent. Keep driving to the basket. Keep getting failures on the Hatters in foul trouble. Get into that free throw line.
Okay, we can all take a deep breath just for temporarily. Don't touch that dial. Make sure you come back for a great second half in store.
So when I first started playing in this league, it was for Caledonia Pride, and we were based out of Edinburgh University. So all university facilities, funding in that sense. So yeah, there wasn't many pro teams in the league as such. So to see kind of where we are then to now is night and day. To be in somewhere like this is just, back then you never would have thought. Like, you wouldn't have even dreamed it because the thought wouldn't have crossed your mind. So it's really special to be here now with the facilities and the support we have now and to see the growth. Just having us here, I think, if you can see it, you can be it. So like we have like our club now, like the pro teams, kids can aspire to be us. Before we didn't have a pro team. Like, I was finishing school and it was kind of like, this was before Caledonia Pride existed, and it was a bit like, okay, where do I go now? Like, what is the options? Whereas now we have a clear pathway, and other clubs, like, we can show them that you can be a pro in Scotland. You don't have to go elsewhere. You can be at home, and it's also not just settling for being a pro here. Like, we are competing. We are up there with the top teams in the league. So it's not just, okay, I'm gonna stay home and just play. Like, no, we're just as good as anyone else. So to have that pathway there, you can be it. Honestly, I can't even explain how excited I am, especially trophy final. It means so much to us because, as we all know, we weren't able to make it last season. I was super nervous playing in the O2, like, not gonna lie. But at the same time, right now, I'm just so excited to get out there, like, prove that we can win against teams like that. And especially with our crowd, like, I really hope that a lot of fans gonna come travel with us. I know this title would mean so much to the club. Like we already said, like, going into the semi-finals, like, we're doing it for her and we wanna win for her. And it's just like, as I said, this club involves around her. It wouldn't be possible for me being here without her. So yeah, I also, even though it's just my second year, I know it's gonna be a big thing, and like I will leave everything on the court that I have. The club is so family orientated, and just like I feel like I'm coming home. And that was one of the main reasons why I wanted to come back, because I like everyone of the management. I like the coaches, like obviously like the teammates that return, like they were a big reason why I wanted to come back. I mean, Caledonia is a very physical team, and I do think, like, especially this season, they're a very hard team for us to play against, but it's also exactly those games that we are craving, and like those teams that we want to play against, and we're super excited to play against them because they are kind of like matching our style of playing. And yeah, like we're already preparing for them, and they better be ready for us.
Welcome back to Utilita Arena in Birmingham for the women's SLB Trophy Final. And what a great first half we had in store. 39 on both teams, going back and forth, throwing jabs, uppercuts, both coming back up from the canvas. A second half is underway. And who will it be? Caledonia Gladiators? Or will it be the Sheffield Hatters lifting the trophy? We shall see. Make sure you stay tuned. Well, welcome back courtside. We have a special guest with us, the SLB Women's Chair, Jim Saker. Jim, put on your analytical hat. What have you seen from your seat in the first half?
Just a tremendous game. As you said, you know, it's a to and fro. They're two great teams. They're really trying, getting really involved. A lot of action and also a lot of physical contact, which I think is really impressive.
Now, Jim, how happy are you to see the men's and women's team here together to help increase exposure and grow audiences across the country?
It's fundamental. You know, we have to grow together. The sport as a whole needs that impetus, and the men and the women working together, it makes total sense. And we've got a great crowd in for the women's game, and they will fill up as it goes during the day. But a great occasion.
Yeah, and it's very exciting times. Just talk to us about how the UK has come together collectively to shape the future of basketball.
I think more people are getting involved at the executive level. We're talking a lot more together, and we're hoping that we will end up with a full format and a way going forward, which will allow for the growth of the game. You know, the SLB women having a license with FIBA gives us that freedom. We're looking at to be more commercial in the way going forward.
Now, Jim, I mean, there's lots of rumors about adding teams to the league, NBA Europe coming around. What's next for the SLB?
Well, we're looking for growth, but we're looking for growth at a certain standard. You know, what has happened in the past is that sometimes teams have joined a league and they haven't had the proper facilities, the proper infrastructure. What we're looking to do is have a sustainable future as opposed to a sort of one-off short hits. You know, we're looking at clubs that can come in and grow the game from the grassroots right the way through to the professional level.
I mean, you talked about arenas. How exciting is it for the ladies to be able to play in this type of arena?
Oh, it's massive. You know, it's aspirational. It gives them a purpose during the season. You know, some of the stadia they play in are quite small. Some of them, there is the odd sports hall they're bound to play in. But now, you know, they come into this type of arena, it's fantastic for them. It gives them just that impetus and focus and shows what can be done for the future.
Well, great future happening for British basketball. We got a great second half under the way. Any predictions from yourself?
It'd be very unwise for me to say anything. And I'd be wrong whatever I said.
Of course. Well, let's head back to the commentary table with Zania Stewart and Daniel Rowledge.
Thank you very much, Drew. Yeah, I mean, what an unbelievable first half that was, first of all, Z. You can see why Jim wouldn't put his neck out there. It's too hard to call this
That
one.
was me earlier on, but you're right. Even with Sheffield taking that 7-point lead, Caledonia didn't panic. They just chipped away, stayed with it, and you're right. There's not a lot in it, but what I did think Sheffield did really well, there they are, is offensive rebounds. They hit the boards. They got 8 rebounds and scored 13 second chance points.
I was going to ask you what you thought the coaches might have been emphasising in that, presumably. Chantal Handy saying we need to keep them off the glass.
100%. Also, Megan, there she is. She has 12 points and 5 rebounds. She's played very well. She was one to watch, and she's definitely stepped up.
Well, that's the thing, is the players have come to play. There's nobody here you saying, well, I was expecting a bit more from her, or I was expecting this. Everybody's turned up.
I think that's a great point, and there's her stats. Thank you very much. But you're right. There's not much I can say or pick apart here. Where always you're right. The intensity, the emotion. No, both teams. They've come to play. They're playing hard. That's all you can ask for. Now we get into the second half. The second half. This is when those little 1%ers start to make a difference.
Well, last year, the final came down to the last play of the game, the last score of the game. Caledonia beat Oakland's here to win it 61-59. And we talked about the experience of Vanessa Ellis. She's been in every type of finals, big wins, not too many losses along the way, but all types of different wins.
Yeah.
Nothing will be new to her, nothing will face her.
No, I don't think so. She'll prepare her team really well in that halftime talk, and just saying, hey, look, we had that lead, but there's the mental, as I see Megan tapping her head there, saying, listen, we've got to stay locked in. They'll be disappointed that they didn't build on that 7-point lead, but you can see her there. She's thinking another second half that I'm so excited for. You see why I couldn't put my money or get my coin out and flip, which I need it, because both teams playing really well.
Well, it has the makings of a who scores last wins game. Plenty of top quality play in the first half. The 2-5s have made their way out onto court to get us set for the third quarter. It'll be Hannah Robb to inbound. Caledonia Gladiators to get the first possession of the second half. Warren to the mid-range, rims out, but an offensive rebound. Well, they've got as many here in the second half as they got in the first half there. Didn't profit to anything. Mullins underneath. Mullins is fouled by Robb, who did that typical players thing. And my hands were straight up, ref. They weren't straight up when the foul was committed, though.
Yeah, really good job, though, from Megan Mullins to get the rebound. That's her 6th rebound and go back up. Just, first of all, incredible body. Them traps are, I can say it, Dan, don't worry, let me say it. Great body, physical, able to slash, get to the basket. She's done so well for the Hatters. Also stretching the floor really well. I'll say it, don't worry. Her muscles are great.
Well,
they want to wipe the floor.
Yeah, asking for the ball to be wiped as it's a little damp.
Do we have a towel ready? Might have to just wipe it on your shirt.
Yeah, if we did, it'd be more likely to be on the benches than at the table, I would have thought, or on the baseline.
We've only played like 15 seconds, so it's not like referee takes them to the benches.
Well, no, nobody's got one, so they've sent them to the...
Blow, maybe just, you know.
Got the hairdryer.
Dryer, yeah. Come on, wipe it on your trousers.
Yeah. Oh, unless there's blood on the ball. Maybe there's blood, because I think they've got the blood kit out by the looks of it.
That would be different.
Yeah. All right. Let me just swap the ball.
No.
No?
It's bad luck.
Okay, that's because you were 5 of 5 at halftime or something. And you had the same ball for the other ball.
Oh, what a great time.
But presumably that means somebody's got a cut, and the delay in the game allows them to sort that out.
Or maybe crisper. Yeah.
Can't see anywhere obvious, but a slight delay here at the beginning of the second half, and well, here's the scorers for you. And you talked about Mullins and Lewis, 23 points shooting, 70 and 80%, and the same at the other end of the floor with the top two scorers shooting really well as well.
Yeah, and Sheffield have done a great job. Their damage in the paint, 28 points, and a lot of that is those three players hitting the boards, lovely finishes around the basket. All right, hopefully we can get it cleaned up quickly, but it gives a chance for both teams to have a little mini timeout, regroup. I mean, you've just come out of halftime.
They probably don't need that 15 seconds into the quarter. Maybe if it was midway through the fourth, you might want a minute or two just to regain your breath for the final push. But it is always one of the great days in British basketball, the first final of the season, the first finals for the men and the women. It's long been here in this venue, the Utilita Arena in Birmingham, and it's certainly living up to the billing. Obviously, we've got the men's final coming up a little bit later.
Well, let's talk about these. Vanessa's shoes, her son, Quinn Ellis, playing, EuroLeague basketball, gifted them for her for the final. They're glittery, shiny sneaks. Look at those. Didn't they come in my size? I wouldn't mind those.
If the lights go out, we'll still know where Vanessa is with the shoes.
Lovely gift from her son.
Well, after all of that, the free throw is no problem for Mullins, and we're back underway. Here's Warren. Robinson off the mark. Eats for GA. He's fighting for that rebound with Rob and coming away with it. Gale. Mullins stepping through the key for the finish.
Outstanding work, honestly. Love that move from her. Defense comes over.
And quick little reply at the other end. We've seen that a few times today, particularly Fitzpatrick. Loves to get out in front.
Yeah, and Caledonia doing a good job at that part. We were celebrating Mullins' shot down the other end. They don't care. They get the ball inbounds down the other end so quickly. And then to the free throw line, Fitzpatrick.
Knocks down the front end of two free throws. Both teams shot the ball pretty well from the line in the first half. And she makes them both.
This time Sheffield ready for the press, where in the first half Caledonia threw a couple surprise traps on them.
Mullins looking for some options. Gale provides one. 5 now to shoot. Gets it to Crisper. Crisper into the key. Basket goes in. That will count. Must be a foul on Rob. Crisper's looking a little worse for wear as she goes back to her feet.
Let's look here. Hannah Robb didn't have her feet set. Right intentions, but just couldn't get there. And Crisper getting to the basket and one.
Third foul of the game for Hannah Robb. And those are the worst ones. You come round, you put your body on the line, and the foul goes against you.
Yeah, but that's the type of player that Hannah Robb is. Honestly, the amount of times that she will get hit. True Scotsman, really hard-nosed as Crisper hits the free throw.
Taking a few more charges than using.
Yeah, I take none. 0 in my career. And I'm proud of it.
You must have accidentally taken one. That's come off Gale out of bounds.
Good double team now in the corner. I don't think so. I'm top block. I'm going to block the shot first, But good job there, changing it up from Sheffield to trap the ball on that sideline, and the sideline counts as a third person, basically.
Extra defender. Oh, there's a big collision there. Harrison hit the deck, but the game carries on. Moja, last year's MVP in this game, of course, under all sorts of pressure. Great defense from Mullins. It's out off her. There's only 2.1 left on the shot clock.
Mullins to keep her hands up and not foul is really, really good. But 2.1 here.
Oh, Fitzpatrick has snuck open in the corner. Shot doesn't go. Hodges nearly get the offensive rebound, but Crisper comes away with it. Mullins. Crisper battling inside. They can't get the ball there yet. They're still looking at it. Here she is, the Hatters 11. Pass across, asked a lot of Harrison. Shot clock being counted down by the Hatters fans. Gale has to get it away, just beats the buzzer, but somehow it doesn't go in. And that's come off Georgia Gale last, so we'll go the other way.
Really unfortunate for Gale. With the shot clock running down, only 4 points. Got those 2 fouls though. But they get the stop that they need. Well, non-basket, should we say.
Well, Sheffield with a show of full court pressure, nothing too strenuous. Ooh, Hodges has lost the dribble, able to recover. Warren. No room on the baseline. Good hands from Harrison.
Really good defense from the Hatters, Dan. And I can see Vanessa saying, up, be more physical, get right up under them.
5 on the shot clock.
Got to get it in.
Longe gets it back. Needs to fire it up, trying to find some room for the shot. The absolutely deep one falls short, and that'll be a 24-second violation. You can see she kept just backing away to find some room.
Yeah, fantastic defense from Sheffield, really turning up the heat on the defensive end. They had that nice little trap in the corner. Now a shot clock violation. Good multiple possessions on the defensive end. They need to get the ball in bounds.
Mullins provides the release. Gale, hard to the rim, will shoot 2.
Well, really good job from Gale, kind of getting ahead of steam off that handoff. But for me, I need her to finish those buckets. These are really important. She's doing all the hard work. She's got to make that an and 1.
2 of 7 from the floor so far, makes the first free throw. Second one rims out. Amundsen with the rebound is under pressure. She needs to get it across, throws it straight to Eastford Yates, who comes away with it. Mullins thought about the 3, waits for Crisper on the trail. Offensive foul called against Nina Crisper.
Oh, Hodges, what a smart defensive move. She just got there in front where Crisper puts the thumbs up, but look at this. Good little pass, but then just sets her feet, takes the hit, plays into it though, doesn't she? That was a long way down.
Yeah, well, Crisper immediately tapped her chest to say, my fault. Hamilton. Back out to Domanger. Battling hard with Eastford Yates. Crisper with the rebound. Jess Eastford Yates driving through, kicks it out. Mullins thinks about the 3, takes the 3, knocks it down.
Massive, and I told you she's able to stretch the floor. No defense around her, has time to get herself up and put that in.
Second made 3 of the game for her. She's got 18 points. That's thrown away. And Crisper wisely leaves that to go out of bounds. And, well, Mullins had a lot of time and space, had a thing, checked her feet, knocked it down.
Yeah, well, Hodges gets stuck in the paint from the drive. And good kick out. Good offense from Sheffield.
Sheffield with their biggest lead of the contest at 8. Every time they look like they might just get away, Caledonia have had a response. They need one now. Here's Gale. Spinning to the middle, just a bit short. Amundsen gets to the mid-range. Well, there's nobody there for an offensive rebound.
Yeah, I don't love that offense. Way too quick.
Oh, miscommunication, but well played by Harrison to keep that in bounds. Look, the dead cert turnover. Crisper spins back to the middle. Hodges with the rebound. Amundsen. Hodges, 5 on the clock. Hodges driving in hard. Crisper standing her ground. Crisper eats for Yates, cutting off the pass. Nice finish.
Oh, well done. Really well-timed cut, and that is the energy boost as it becomes a 10-point game. Lovely backdoor.
First real bit of daylight for the Hatters. Eats for Yates, gave the pass to Crisper, didn't stand still, kept moving. Important layup for her, just a little bit of misdirection.
Yeah, sorry. Look how she just cuts behind Warren's head. She loses her, and a good finish. This is a really good push here, but they can't relax, because like you said, in that November game, they were leading the whole time.
39 minutes and didn't win the game. But from Caledonia's point of view, we're midway through the quarter. They've only scored 2 points in this quarter. 12-2. They've got to find a way of getting that offense going.
Yeah, you're so right. 12-2 is just not going to cut it, especially where we are at this point. And, you know, where did they go to? They're trying to go into Hodge and find her down low, but no fouls are being called. You have to punish them. You have to put the defense and the basketball in the hoop.
Well, we talked a lot about the offensive rebounding. 13-1 it still is in the second chance points, and here's the problem for Caledonia now. Now that they're not scoring with the first attempt, they're not getting a second attempt.
Yeah, no, that's such a good point, and that's where it starts to hurt you. And you're right, the second chance points, they just haven't figured out a way. But what I have loved is Sheffield, going to their bench, keeping their bodies fresh, you know, as Megan and Georgia were able to rest here. You bring in Chantel Charles and Lewis. Keep putting your foot down and getting energy and getting to the finish line ultimately.
Sheffield with a little full court pressure again, just a show of it. To make it difficult on the inbound, nothing else. Georgia. Kind of need a score coming out of this timeout. Hodges drives in. Back to Fitzpatrick for 3. Off the mark. What a rebound that is. We talked, and another one. They've got it again. Well, we talked about second chance opportunities. They had one there, but they didn't take it.
Wow. Really, way to stand up strong, Sheffield. Gonna retie shoelaces real quick, but you're right. That's, you know what I mean? They're making them have to work so hard, and Caledonia kind of begging and asking for the foul.
Well, they only had 3 offensive rebounds to that point. Got 2 on 1 possession, but still come away with a blank.
Well, Caledonia have to dig in deep here, Dan, and defend. It's a 12-2 quarter. They can't afford any more buckets.
Lewis. Meets with Yates, looking for room on the baseline. Got that pass back out to Charles. Harrison launches the 3. Harrison splashes it home, and Sheffield lead by 13.
A great angle of that shot. Barely in her hands.
Stolen away, is it? Yes, it is. Charles diving on the floor, smuggles it out for Sheffield. Hatters in full flow right now. Leads for the 8th, turns the corner, tries to shovel the pass. Demonge out mid-court, stolen away by Harrison, but Hodges gets it back.
Good decision from Hodges to slow the ball down.
They need a bucket.
Yeah,
they just need any kind of score here. 3 would be nice, but it doesn't go off the back of the ring from Fitzpatrick. Charles down the middle. Charles drops it off. Offensive foul on the pass. The score won't count. A big defensive stand. What a shot, though, on the previous play from Shauna Harrison.
Let's see here.
Trying to land a knockout blow. Look at the high arc on that.
Really, and then splash it in. Good job from Harrison. Is that her first? Yeah, it's 4 points for her.
Well, Caledonia making some substitutions. It looked like Hodges was slightly limping as she went out of the game. Well, Chantel Handy has her work cut out for her here in the last 13 minutes.
Well, still, you know, a long game left to go. We've got 3 minutes 17 and then a fourth quarter to come. But this is the difference, right, where Sheffield have been in these positions where they've let the lead go. Can they concentrate in? Was there a technical?
There must have been a technical. I must admit, I didn't see it called, but bonus point for Warren, and you can see.
I can see Ness saying, what did she say? Yeah.
Well, that's an unnecessary one. When the other team can't score, you don't want to give them some free points, but it was Chantel Charles who got pinged for a technical. Good hands from Lewis to knock it away. Graham and Gale coming back into the game for the Hatters, who lead by 12. No room along the baseline. Rob's going to do well to keep that in court. Just got a foot on the line, and that will be a backcourt violation.
Yeah, again, excellent defense from Sheffield. They're taking away the first, the second, forcing them to have to throw out a contested pass, and then over and back. Solid defense from the Hatters.
Well, we played 7 minutes of the third quarter, and Caledonia haven't made a shot yet. All 3 of their points have come from the free throw line. No field goals made in this quarter. That is why they are 12 points behind. Gale, that's going to be a shot clock violation, I think.
It might be a 1 second on it. Let's see.
There was a deflection from Rob. I think the referees have decided there was still a little bit of time when the ball hit the ground. 15-3, all 3 from the foul line. Well, this is where you would want to sub Chantel Handy in to go and get you a bucket, isn't it?
Yeah, sub Shandy in. But what you do is, now here comes Megan, you know, Ellen Muller, who's been playing fantastically. Ooh.
Oh, great endline play with no time to work with. And Graham able to tip it in.
On an alley-oop.
Yeah.
Didn't have time to bring her feet down. Massive.
36-20 in the paint as well. Warren looking for some paint points, not able to get them. And that will be a rare offensive rebound for the Gladiators, who only have 1 second chance point in the game.
The thing is, Dan, is that they're having to take such tough shots. You know, Sheffield are making them have to really they're taking mid-range jumpers around the rim. It's multiple defenders all over them.
Warren, there's another great defensive play. Charles with the denial. Mullins looking inside, gets it to Lewis. Lewis with the spin underneath, beautiful play.
Time out, stop the bleeding. Lewis with an elite post move, left hand finish. Wonderful job.
Wow, it is all Sheffield now. They've called 2 timeouts in this quarter, and Lewis forces the second one there. You like that?
I do indeed. And everything going right with Sheffield right now. Dan putting up multiple points. There it is.
Well, you've got 3 players in double figures versus
yeah.
1. It's pretty easy maths in that regard. And again, I go back to, said it a minute ago, a minute later, they still haven't scored a field goal in this quarter. Caledonia just 3 free throws to show for 8 minutes.
Yeah, and what's that? A 19-3 quarter. And when they look back at this, they're digging themselves a bigger and bigger hole. They're making it very difficult. But sorry, before you say something, it is the defensive end that Sheffield are excellent at, where Caledonia are having to really try and find something out of nothing, and then they're getting on the boards, and then they're down on the other end.
The other thing is, one of those 3 points was off a technical, so that's something you could easily take away.
Yeah, good point.
But well, Sheffield absolutely didn't see this coming. Saw a lot of possibilities in the second half, but not this strangle job that the Hatters have put on the Gladiators in this period.
Well, we talked about, multiple players, but even Lewis, now she's on the floor and Crispa's off. You're able to keep the pressure on them, where Lewis now is on 13 points and is playing so well with 3 rebounds, and she scored that last bucket.
6 or 7 as well, so 13 very efficient points. 6-7, there you go, I got you going. Tipped away out of bounds.
We don't have review, Chantel. She's saying let's review. Sorry, sweetheart. The kids, we find a way to say 6-7 at least one game, don't we? I'm probably 6'7" in these heels.
You probably are.
Yeah.
Certainly taller than Drew out there.
Yeah, short king, we love him.
5-second violation, they couldn't get it in.
Oh.
It's all going off here for Caledonia. Everything has fallen apart. As you say, Sheffield have upped the defense. Caledonia haven't been able to respond.
Just a little zone.
Yeah, I think it is. Rebound though for Lewis. And that's the problem in a zone, is sometimes you can lose offensive rebounders.
Yeah, they've tried to throw in something, a little wrinkle on the defensive end, but you're right, there's Lewis yet again on the backside. Upset that she doesn't hit that, but she's going to the free throw line. I'm going to start to have some problems. MVP in the 4th. Dan, I know you like to wind me up, so I'm going to set the scene now as Lewis hits the free throw.
Still a long way to go for the winding up, see. That, by the way, is the 16th second chance point that Sheffield have had, and make that 17.
This last minute and a half is important for Caledonia. Get a nice, 4-point in a row and chip away at this lead.
Just get the ball in the basket.
Yeah, that will do too.
Great block. And again, 2 sensational defensive plays from Lewis. Mullins running the floor. Offensive foul. Mullins not square on with that screen. Goes against her. Look at this. First one is pretty good. The second one is sensational.
Good job from Lewis. Really coming alive here in the second half. And Lewis was great. The last time they played each other in November, she had 20 points and 3 rebounds, so no stranger to getting it done on both ends.
Well, I will remind you that when Caledonia beat Sheffield earlier this season, they trailed by 15. And they had a massive run in the 4th quarter. 23-8, they finished that game.
Won it by 5, yeah.
They need something like that here. Rob. Fitzpatrick. Loses it. They've still got the ball. Hodges, not much time to work. Rob for 3. Rob hits the 3, the first field goal of the quarter for Caledonia, and she might well on one play score more points than the team has to this point.
Excellent job here, Hodges and Hannah Robb just waiting with the time running down. They needed that more than ever.
Rob converts the 4-point play, and on one possession, they've more than doubled their score in this quarter.
They fall back into that zone again. A 2-1-2 it looks like.
Fitzpatrick coming, jumping on the ball, held ball. That will give possession back to Sheffield, but it flips the arrow, so you will get the stop ball at the start of the fourth quarter if you're Caledonia. Gale, deep three, not quite. The tip doesn't go. Battling underneath, away comes Rob, now to Warren. Warren has it knocked loose, but is able to recover. Rob, they're looking inside again. Shot clock at 6, no way through. Lewis is doing a great job defensively. That will go out of bounds. It's a Caledonia ball, but there's only 2.5 seconds on the shot clock, 4.8 on the game clock.
They've got to get the ball in bounds. Caledonia struggled with these moments here.
Lobbed into Hodges, knocked loose by Crisper. That will stay with the Gladiators, but now they only have 0.2 of a second to deal with. So it's basically got to be a lob towards the rim, similar to what Sheffield did earlier in this quarter with Graham.
So Sheffield stay man-to-man and probably going to switch everything. Of the left throw.
Rob, I don't know that she got it away in time. I don't think she did, but it fell short anyway. The interesting thing is, shouldn't it go back to 2.2 if it was a shot clock violation? Because there was 2.4. If she didn't get the shot away, then the call is made at 2.2, isn't it?
You need a yellow shirt. Well, here they are talking about it. Get you a whistle down.
There we go. Or a job on the table official. That's good sport from the table officials as well. 2.3. Was it 2.5 before? Maybe didn't quite get that bit right.
They're on it.
They're on it, though.
The best for the finals.
Charles. Well, I'm not sure who she was passing to. There was nobody there. But what a quarter for the Sheffield Hatters. They've taken control of the final here with 10 minutes to play. Vanessa Ellis and her team have a 14-point advantage. But they will know Caledonia are more than capable of making a rally. It's got to come soon, though, from the Scottish side.
It does, but you're right. Sheffield scored 21 points in that quarter and held Caledonia to just 7 points, and those last couple were from Hannah Rubb at the free throw line.
And look at the field goal shooting numbers now for Caledonia. Absolutely fell off a cliff with just the one field goal made, down to 33%, and they've not been able to get any second chance points to cover that up. That is why Sheffield have been able to win the quarter.
Yeah, you're right. And the rebounding game falls to Sheffield winning that, as we see a nice little highlight. The alley-oop play, but you're right, the second chance points is 15 second chance points as Lewis does a nice post move to just 1 second chance point. That's the game.
The other bit of the game, as we'll see as we go through these highlights, is it's a lot of one-on-one stuff for Caledonia. They've only got 5 assists in the game. Sheffield 18 assists, moving
nice.
the ball a bit.
Yeah, that's a pretty number. I thought that third quarter was outstanding. Not a lot of mistakes that they made in that third. But now, can they lock in this fourth and get to the trophy and lift it? Because, you know, it's not too long ago that they let this go. So I think they'll have that in the back of their minds.
Well,
but also Caledonia would think, hey guys, we've been here before.
Swing for the fences as well. The pressure is almost off Caledonia right now. But all Sheffield really need to do is what they've done. But it's easy to say they'll just keep doing what you're doing. But suddenly, when you see the finish line, it's easy to try and, you know, lengthen the play, try not to make a mistake, all of that sort of thing.
My problem is for Caledonia right now, the Gladiators, they only have one player in double digits. Who's going to score for them? Maybe Hodges needs to get herself going here. Who's going to get the ball and put it in the bucket? Scoring 7 points in the quarter is not going to cut it.
Well, 10 minutes to decide the champion here. The defending winners of last year in a massive hole. Warren is blocked by Charles, and a great defensive start to the fourth quarter by the Hatters.
Well done from Chantel Charles, picked up 2 weeks ago, doesn't give up on the play, times that block perfectly and keeps the ball in bound, and a foul as well.
Well, started the season in Greece, Chantel Charles, but might be getting her hands on some silverware here to take back to Sheffield. Here is Charles, over to Gale. Nice pass out to the corner.
Too much.
But there's Charles again on the offensive glass. More offensive rebounds for the Hatters. Again, they're getting low in the shot clock. Well, that pass wasn't really there, but it's not quite stolen away. Graham's going to get called for a foul.
So these are the parts where you get the stop now. Now you've got to put ultimately the ball in the bucket, right? It's easier said than done, but this is it. You've got the stop that you want. Now get the score that you need.
Hodges. Marja. Back down to Hodges. Hodges spinning to the fadeaway for two.
That's a really nice move. Really good job to get away from the defense.
So 1-3-1 now. Is Crisper mid-range off the mark.
Two players crashing in there.
Well, they've been going after everything, haven't they, Hatters?
But nobody boxing out. Okay, yeah, it's out of bounds, but still, Hatters crashing in. But yet again, another stop.
Well, a chance to get it back to 10. Rob drives. Rob trying to feed Hodges. Hodges underneath, gets her own rebound. Shot clock is low, so spins round to shoot it, but off the mark. Needs for Yates. Spinning back to the middle. Out to Crisper. 5 on the clock. Broken up. Warren off and running. Warren all the way to the basket, lays it in. It's down to 10. And Vanessa Ellis has seen enough the first couple of minutes of this quarter. They haven't scored. They've only given up 4, but she's not going to let this run go any further. She's going to call for time.
No, and we said about it, they will remember that November loss, and this is good from Warren, getting out, getting the steal, and making sure you score it. Good job. So timeout to just talk about it.
Yeah, this is just the start that Caledonia needed, just to get a little bit of belief and momentum. Just see the ball go through the basket a couple of times.
Yeah, that will do too. Belief, momentum, and some energy back. You know, that third quarter was such a slug and a fight. But now when you can get that quick, fast break layup, makes things a little bit easier.
Wow. Is there yet further twists in this one? Caledonia will certainly hope so. Got to find some way of just extending this 4-0 start into something a little more.
Well, I think also Sheffield kind of slowed down a little bit at the start of that quarter, where Gladiators were able to, you know, run through the passing lanes, where before in the third they had movement, they had moving screens and, you know, multiple actions and able to slash, rebound. So they've got to get back to their pace of basketball.
Well, we keep talking about the game that Caledonia won. You know what the score at the end of the third quarter was in that game? 51-62. They actually led by 12 after the first score of the fourth quarter, Sheffield. And Caledonia then went on an 8-0 run to cut it down to 4 and just kept on going. So they've been down this path before this season.
Well, that's what the Gladiators are about. You know, they're going to fight till the end.
6 on the clock. Big shot from Mullins, doesn't go. Oh, Harrison with the offensive rebound. And there's Crispa, lovely pass to find her for 2.
And they make them pay, you know, that box out cost them. They need that rebound, one tough shot, but good job from Sheffield, hitting the boards once again.
Dominger backs away. She's got the mismatch with Crispa, looking to use her speed. Spins to the middle. It's a tough shot in the end. Crispa did well, but Hodges with the offensive rebound. Hodges, 5 on the clock. Robb in the corner. Oh, just rattles out for Hannah Robb, and Mullins plucks it out of the air.
Good look for Caledonia.
Oh, another sensational pass from Edith Yates, but Crispa can't convert. She gets fouled in the end, I think.
I like Crispa. I think she is excellent, especially on that baseline cut. We saw her in the first half having a slashing cut to the basket score. Doesn't get that one to fall, but in the right places for Sheffield.
Into Harrison. Oh, Harrison, the strength through the contact for the M1.
Really takes on the challenge, and, you know, a little bit of a mismatch, but Robb crosses over. It's a slap down, a tough call, but well done from Harrison. She made something out of nothing. Stuck in that corner.
Well, Sheffield born and bred, Shauna Harrison playing for our hometown team, trying to get hold of the trophy they all want in Sheffield, the one with Betty Codona's name on it. But they're going to have to prize it away from the champions here. Inside to Hodges, spinning baseline, great finish.
Oh, very nice, especially to use her body around Crispa. It's a zone again, Dan.
Crispa at the high post, looking for that high-low pass and finding it, but Mullins had enough pressure on her to force the miss. Robb pushing hard, going the long way around. Hannah Robb off the glass. She won't let go of this trophy for sure.
And here comes Caledonia. Make it back down to 10.
Charles, corner 3. And there's going to be a foul there on the rebound against Crispa, which will give the ball back to Caledonia.
And Robb doing a good job just holding Crispa off on the box out. Lewis is going to come back in. Dan, I thought Lewis has really been a game changer.
Well, it's been a bit of a two-headed monster with Crispa and Lewis, hasn't it?
Yeah. Really 1-2 punch for both of them. Here we go, coming down to 5.5 minutes.
Chance to get it back into single figures. Robb. Kick ball will reset the shot clock, which had got down to 5. Well, nobody's been in this position more than Vanessa Ellis.
She's saying you got to
call really when you add up all the finals as a player and a coach.
Yeah.
40 plus. Incredible consistency. Shot clock getting low. Foul called off the ball. I think Charles is going to get called for it.
That's Chantel Charles' 4th foul. Her and Hannah Robb, the only players on the floor with 4 fouls.
Again, it's difficult to get it in. Warren eventually gets open. Hodges. Back iron, but the rebound comes all the way out to her. Demange, big shot for three. Ooh, we were behind that. Thought that was in, but it didn't have the legs. Go all the way out of bounds for Hatters ball. Five minutes to play. 5 minutes separating Sheffield from the trophy. If they can hang on to this double-figure lead. Eats with Yates. Charles Lewis sliding down, tipped home. Well, there was a big collision, but I think it was inside the no charge circle, so a good no call. Warren pulls up at the top of the key, doesn't go. Charles with the rebound. Oh, it's almost lost. There's going to be a foul.
It's Ninian over and back. What's that on Hodges? Dan Forth.
Yes, it is.
See here.
Well, you can see on the tip back.
Puts her on 20 points.
Oh, must be in the debate for MVP. 20 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists.
I think it's
couple
clear.
Of blocks.
Yeah, I think she's the one right now, but still.
Crystal clear, are you sure?
Yeah.
Sure.
But it's more the fact of 4 minutes and 25. I'm not clear on they've got to get to the finish line.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just start relaxing. I can't pick MVPs until
it's
the
one of those
whistle's been
things.
blown.
This is the moment where you start to sometimes go into your shell almost, because you can see the finish line.
Yeah.
And you commit a turnover like that. Warren. To the basket. Oh, those are the ones. You're down by 12. You kind of need those to go in, so you're going to the line for 1 and not 2.
Yeah, and that's where maybe she just needs to put the concentration hat on, brain, whatever, to the top. You have to hit those. She had put multiple of drives in the first half, the 25-year-old. You've got to finish those down. Because an one play is an energy swinger, a punch, you know, whatever you want to call it. It's big for your team.
Well, she's got a chance to make it 10 again, but they can't keep trading scores. They've got to get some stops here in the final 4 minutes. Leads 58. Lob down to Mullins. Mullins, close range, adds another 2 to her tally.
Ooh, and she says you're too small on that weak side on the left hand. The way she uses her body down is so good. She seals the defender on the backside, so all she's got to do is catch and go up. Excellent job, 22 points.
Well, the other thing you've got to say is Sheffield recently added Jessie Yates and Chantel Charles. Both have come up big in this final. They've both shown their experience, why they brought them in.
Yeah, and managed to get them, you know, all cleared and signed off in time.
Warren. This has to go in for Fitzpatrick. Back iron. Eats for Yates with the rebound. She'll slow it down. No rush now for Sheffield. Stolen away. Well, a little perspiration on the floor. Sideline ball. Caledonia need to find 12 points in a hurry. They need a finish of the ages, really. Hodges. Demange. Oh, there we go. Amundsen with the triple. Still a chance here for Caledonia.
Really good job there. She was ready right down the middle and drills the 3.
Gale. Lewis gives it back to Gale. Kick to the corner, Harrison for three, got it and one! Shauna Harrison with a massive shot with 2:45 to go.
Huge, really big shot there. She was waiting, camping out in that corner. Let's have a look here, the nice give it a go, the drive, the defense gets sucked in again, wide open, knocks it down. Woo.
Well, Gale and Harrison, two players who are steeped in the history of this club, coming up big with less than 3 to play. Demonge dancing away past the defenders, kicks out to Warren, doesn't go. Yates been all over the glass. That's her 7th rebound.
Yeah.
She's not the biggest out there, but she's in the right place. Nice pass. And what a beautiful assist from Gail Mullins laying it in.
Mullins with her eyes up, good hands. 24 for her.
Well, 2 minutes to go. It's going to take a miracle from here for Caledonia. Sheffield can almost feel the trophy in their hands. And Gale comes away with it. 3-on-1. Harrison driving, can convert. Warren.
Gladiators got to go quickly, they can't take their time.
Well, they can't come up with nothing. And Sheffield will surely just circle out here. Oh, they're going to go inside. You don't need that. Oh, but somehow, the story of the day, isn't it? Got a chance and somehow they turn the ball over. And, well, Jessie Fouzier probably is the happiest person there because she realized it was a mistake. Lewis sitting down, what a contribution she's made today.
Amazing, 15 points, 5 rebounds, and those 2 blocks.
Huge blocks.
Yeah, great day at the office.
Into Crispa, and as I say, there's no let up. It doesn't matter which one of these two is on the floor.
And that's the thing, they've had multiple players give them great looks, especially around the rim. They've had 50 points in the paint.
Well, it's hard to the floor. Caledonia don't care. Mullins throws it out. Slow it down. There we go. Get the ticks off the clock into the final minute here for Sheffield. Well, overcooks the pass. She's looking at Chris, but why didn't you go in there? Well, that'll be the last action for Eastford Yates as Wright's going to check in.
Guess who comes in? The young buck. Hello, Wright. Only 16 years old, I think.
Go and get yourself a minute in the final.
Yeah, why not?
Get out there and try and get yourself some stats as well while you're at it. A moment to remember for her. Here comes Gale. Gale drives, drops it off. Mullins is fouled and will go to the line.
But yeah, again, good job from Sheffield. This the defensive end. They get the stop down here. Then they go full speed down the other end transition. Gale holding her calves. It's like a little bit of, lactic acid cramp going into those legs. And so 25 points.
Yep.
They call her Mo Money is what I'm going to call her today.
Well, close to a double-double, 9 rebounds, 4 assists as well. And is that the end of her game? Or no, it's Gale. It's Gale who's going to sit down with Charles coming in.
Yeah, she's just struggling
just
a little bit.
Slap. No emotion yet, but there will be in a couple of seconds time for sure. There's 30 seconds away. Now, this trophy has been called the Betty Codona Trophy for too long for Sheffield not to have their hands on it, but they won't have to wait for much longer. In fact, it might be now because they've got the ball, the shot clock is off. Sheffield can just dribble it out. And they're not going to, they're going for more. Crispa driving in. Trying to make it emphatic with a 21-point win.
Just honestly an outstanding job in this second half. The Hatters really, put their foot on the accelerator. That third quarter, holding Caledonia to 7 points is tremendous.
Well, they've actually doubled them up in this second half. It's 40-20 in the second half. And what was a very tight first 20 minutes has been anything but in the second half. The last few seconds will tick off. Caledonia might get one last shot here from Warren. It goes, but it doesn't matter. Sheffield just need to inbound the ball, and the celebrations can begin. The Sheffield Hatters are the Betty Codona Trophy champions, and nobody is happier than Vanessa Ellis. What a moment for them and for the club, a club steeped in history, trophies all over the place. But this is the first time since this competition has been named after their legendary founder and former coach and player, Betty Codona. And they will enjoy this one for sure. Well, a really impressive second half from the Hatters. It really was a clinic for them, particularly at the defensive end. You think they gave up just one field goal in that third quarter, that 4-point play right near the end. But they just locked them down like you wouldn't believe, and are thoroughly deserving. And you fancy there's going to be quite a party when they get back to the Cannon Medical Arena this evening. And the Sheffield fans certainly enjoying themselves, and why not? It is a club that is used to winning, but each one is more special than the last, if you like. What a impressive display from the Hatters. We can get some reaction now. Nina Crisper is with Azania Stewart.
Here with Nina, you managed to hold Caledonia to 7 points. Let's talk about that second half for you.
It was incredible. We knew we're gonna come out and we need to bring a lot of energy. Otherwise, probably it wouldn't have looked like that. So we were just like trying to play as a team. We were really successful today with like sticking to our plan, and yeah, like now we won the trophy.
Well done. And you know Betty Codona is on the front of this trophy. How big is this for you and also Vanessa?
Obviously for Vanessa and Georgia, it means the world. We know like she was a big figure, and especially for British basketball, it means everything to us. It's my second year here and I know how important it is. So yeah, it means everything.
Well done. Go celebrate with your team. Thank you.
It is a special moment, and there is Vanessa, who's been there, done that, seen it all, has the medals to prove it. Her medal cabinet must be bigger than anybody else's in British basketball, and her smile is bigger than everybody else's as well. And the Hatters have been here so many times that they'll know what's to come as the presentation party is setting up, and they can get ready to get the medals, and then the party really starts. And for Caledonia, well, 12 months ago it was them celebrating at this moment in time the drama of that final victory, but today it is the disappointment of defeat, and they are lined up and ready. They have to go through the medal ceremony, but it is the hardest few moments in sport when you're the runner-up in a final like this, and you've given everything to get here, and then it just falls a little flat in the second half, and they will look back and think, well, really offensively they weren't able to get it done. They only had in the end 23 points in the second half, and that's never going to be enough to get it done. And there is the chairman, Jim Saker, handing out the medals. And you can see the glum faces. It is always an awkward time, but you've got to take the learning from this for the days ahead, because this Caledonia team is certainly a very talented one. I'm sure they will be back in one of the other finals. And, well, we saw last year, Oakland's lost the first final, went on to win the second. Sheffield lost the second final, went in to win the third. So you can use it as motivation, and I'm sure Coach Handy will definitely do that. A bittersweet moment for her in her early coaching career, but you take the learning from every performance along the way, and high fives all along the line for the champions.
One more time, the runners up, the Caledonia Gladiators.
And now the Hatters prepare themselves. Totally different emotions at this end of the floor as they go up for their medals. Well, for Jessica Eathford-Yates, who will be the first one up, she's had some heartaches in finals before, but today it's a winner's medal and a handshake along the way. And they all really contributed. That's the great thing about it. I mean, what a moment for Georgia Gale as well. You think at this time of those steeped in the history like Georgia Gale, like Shauna Harrison, who that massive shot down in the corner. Mullins, sensational performance from her. And all of the players have gone up and got their medals, and here now is Vanessa Ellis getting hers. And I think next up we get the MVP announcement. I think it's pretty straightforward, but we'll just double check.
Please welcome Dave Cannon, UK and Ireland Sales Manager from Moulton for the Moulton MVP.
Well, the Moulton basketball, golden basketball is ready to go.
4 assists, 9 rebounds, and 26 points. Number 22.
Well, it is an easy pick. Most valuable player of the trophy final 2026 with 26 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, a couple of blocks as well. An absolutely sensational performance from Megan Mullins. There we go. Just quick medal change there to make sure you got the medal in full working order. Big smiles for the cameras, and that is a tremendous performance from her. And the golden basketball will take pride of place, no doubt about it. Well, they will all make their way now to the winner's circle, to the winner's board, in front of the banks of photographers who are right in front of me here. And it will be a moment to savor for the Hatters, for sure. The name of Betty Codona is on the trophy, and the Sheffield Hatters are getting their hands on it, and it's 2 of their finest, Gale and Harrison, who've got it. And the parties can begin in Sheffield, because your 2026 Betty Codona Trophy champions are the Sheffield Hatters. Well, the ticker tape flies and the flames leap into the sky. Smiles all round for the Braun Sheffield Hatters, as they are the champions. A club who have won more titles than anybody else in the history of British basketball, and who just keep on adding. Playoff champions last year and trophy champions this year, and who'd bet against them not getting their hands on some more silverware before this season is done. They've certainly proven on the big stage they know how to perform and how to step up to the moment, and they will have a great evening celebrating this victory. Vanessa said at the beginning how much it means for her, her family, the whole of the Hatters club community in Sheffield that they built over 60, 70 years now. and they will enjoy yet another title. Let's hand it back over to you, Drew.
Thank you, Dan. The Braun Sheffield Hatters are the 2026 Trophy Final winners. You've done this a couple of times. Break it down for us. What are these women experiencing right now emotionally?
Well, it's a great feeling, and especially in a situation like this, Caledonia have been somewhat a thorn in the side of the Sheffield Hatters. So for them to overcome that hurdle today is a huge achievement, and all off the back of that third quarter.
Well, we're with the head coach. Let's take it down to Zania Studer, and she's courtside with Vanessa Ellis.
So congratulations, well done. 24 assists your team had. Just talk about the win and how your team played today.
We just talked about tough defence and playing as a team. And second half, we implemented that. I mean, it was a great team performance, two of them all. But the intensity on defence and the physicality, we just stepped it up. So really pleased for the team, for myself, and winning the trophy for Mum's Day.
Yes, Betty Codona, and talk about that, how much that means to you. You know, her name across it, we've been representing her for a long, long time, but for you to win the trophy, to lift it.
Yeah, finally win it since it's been named. And, you know, she set a legacy, and now we've got Sarah and Vaughan who support the women along with the shows, providing us with a platform to be successful.
Congratulations, Vanessa. Go enjoy with your team. Thank you.
For context, Mike, the Betty Codona trophy is named after Vanessa Ellis. How special is that moment for her?
It definitely is. I mean, it's been a family affair for them. Obviously, Betty Codona, a huge name in British basketball and a pioneer in the women's game, bringing the Hatters from the 60s all the way up to the early 2000s, and Vanessa carrying on her legacy. So a huge achievement for here tonight to be carrying on that legacy in her mother's name.
Well, let's break it all down, because at halftime it was 39 all. What happened?
Well, the Hatters happened, Drew. I think they just came out with a new mindset, a new defensive identity. They really put a focus on both ends of the floor, and their scoring really sorted itself out. I think there was moments in the first half that they looked a little bit rushed on the offensive end, but in that second half they took their time, made the extra pass, and found the right player.
Well, I mean, why should we get analysis from you when we got the MVP standing right next door? First of all, how does it feel? That looks great on you. How does it feel?
You know, I got my nails done yesterday, and I put a little gold on there because I was hoping I knew this was what was going to happen, so.
Well, not only did you speak it into existence, your game showed from the very jump. How was you able to establish yourself early?
I mean, honestly, every time that we play Caledonia, our bigs do an amazing job. We fight, we battle. They are so big, they're so strong, so it's just a battle of wills. And honestly, this week, we've been going at it, and we knew, like, our advantage is that we are so fast, we are so athletic. So once we started getting into the full court a bit, made it a lot easier for us.
Mo, I talked about it a little bit earlier in the broadcast. Caledonia have been in that team a bit of a thorn in your side this season. They're in that first place spot, obviously Hatters in second. How does it feel to overcome that hurdle today?
Honestly, like, when you win a game for 37 minutes and then you lose in the last 3, especially at their house, that hurts. It hurts so bad. So we knew that we couldn't give them an inch because they would take a mile, and we tied at the first quarter, tied at the second half, and we looked at each other at halftime and said, that's the best shot that they have. They cannot hit us any harder than that, and we know that we still have more in the tank. So for us, it's everything. It's about how you respond.
How does this spur you on for the rest of the season?
That's only one. Our goal is to get all 4. So we've accomplished number 1. We get to see Caledonia again in the semifinals for Cup. We got to take that one too, and then we're trying to be top of the league at the end of all of this.
I love that, being greedy with it. You got to. But finally, the question that everybody wants to know: where's the party at? Where's the party at?
Oh, where's the party at? I'm not from here. I don't know. I think it's going to be back in Sheffield, so meet us back there.
Hey, well, congratulations. It's a special moment. Soak it all up. Drink some champagne. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys.
Congrats, Mo.
Wow. What a moment. You've held the MVP ball as well. What does this mean for the Hatters organization?
It's a great feeling, and especially a competition like this in the middle of the season. It's a chance to give the team a bit more energy going in through the rest of the season. To Mo, she's been tremendous all season long. She averages a double-double. Her first season here in the UK and with the Hatters, and what an impression she's made right off the bat. She's more than a player out there. She's a leader. She's kind of a mentor to some of the younger players on the team. And she's a girl that Womenning follows her wherever she goes. So tremendous effort from her tonight. And I think this is only the beginning of it. Like she said, this could help give momentum that they need to pull them through for the rest of the season.
Well, you love that, seeing her embrace with the fans. And for Caledonia, because we both have lost in this situation, how do you bounce back from this?
You got to take it for what it is. It's just another loss, obviously a frustrating one. Use this as fuel and motivation to come back stronger and get the rest of the wins. There's still a lot of basketball to play this season. We're just over that halfway mark. So for Caledonia, it's just about regrouping, finding their offensive flow that they lost in that third quarter, and coming back and winning the next one.
Well, that will do it for us at Utilita Arena here in Birmingham. Your Braun Sheffield Hatters are the 2026 Trophy Finals winners, but make sure you join us in a few as we have the men's finals coming up at 3:30. Thank you to everyone behind the scenes, Azania Studio, Dan Rowlish, of course, yourself, Mike Tuck. From me, Drew Lasker, we say, see you soon.
Please can we get a big round of applause